Hello friends, I'm Tom Downey for Chat Sports. The NFL draft is over. Some of you are big mad at me, but thank you for watching. Now we'll take you to a look here at the top undrafted free agent signings in 2019. I've got the top 20 based on my board that you all love to hate. Now I'm also going to throw in some honorable mentions, and if I didn't mention a player that you guys like or want to hear about, let me know in the comment section. We'll see if we can't figure out, of course, why they went undrafted. I've got some insight into some, others I'm just not sure about. And of course, a lot of these guys, even those not on my list, are going to end up on rosters. That's why I like undrafted free agency so much. My number one guy, though, Gerald Willis, the defensive tackle from Miami. Very clear why he went undrafted. It's off the field issues. Got into a fight at Florida with Skylar Morningweg, eventually went to Miami, and then most importantly, didn't impress teams during his interviews and was also late to a few of those meetings. I did not know that going into the draft. Now we do. I love the talent. Potential 3 technique, of course, for the Ravens will play a different role, but if he can get the maturity up, could be a good player in the NFL. Number 2, Emanuel Hall. Look, he is a low volume but a high impact deep threat. I think there are 2 main things here. Number 1, medical, missed a lot of this year with a groin injury. And I've heard some buzz that he didn't always tough it out, and that's a fear for scouts there, but I thought he should have been drafted. He was a round 3 grade for me. I'm very surprised he was not taken this year. But which player going undrafted was the biggest surprise? Let me know in the comment section. I kind of got Emanuel Hall there. I've also got this next guy up here as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But for me, I don't have a great feel for why Stanley Morgan went undrafted out of Nebraska. I think, number 1, I was just higher on him than the NFL was, and that's okay. You know, NFL might end up being right. I might end up being right. Maybe we're all wrong. Happens all the time in the NFL draft. But I thought he had good hands, good production at Nebraska. I like this pickup a lot for the Bengals. The wide receiver depth could go through some changes for them. Maybe Morgan can find his way onto the roster. Now, I didn't love what Oakland did on day 1 or 2. I thought they might have the best day 3 of anybody, and this is one of the best undrafted free agent signings. Coney added Notre Dame, the linebacker. Look, there are coverage and speed concerns, and in today's NFL, if you can't do that at linebacker, you might not get drafted. I had a 4th-round grade on him, though. I think you can play him at the Sam linebacker spot, a backup middle linebacker. He could be a good player in the NFL for you. So, strong pickup here by the Raiders. I would not be surprised if he ends up making the roster. Number 5, Daniel Wise, the defensive tackle out of Kansas. Again, I had a 4th-round grade on him. He is undersized. He didn't test as well as expected, especially given his lack of size, but he can, disrupt the passer, can push the pocket back. I thought that would have got him drafted, if only in round 6 or round 7. So I was definitely higher on him, but a very strong pickup here by the Dallas Cowboys, my number 5 available undrafted free agent. Now, today's show is presented by WagerTalk.com, the best service in the game for providing you with expert picks and predictions for all of your sports bets. And you guys can get started for free today with a daily pick package only available at WagerTalk.com/chatsports. That's WagerTalk.com/chatsports. I know a lot of you guys got started with us on BetDSI. If you want to just increase your money you've made or add some more, go over WagerTalk.com/chatsports, a free daily pick package. Move then to number 6, Anthony Johnson. I like him more than the late round receiver the Bucks took. So 2 reasons why I think he might have fallen. He's not the premier athlete. He's got some good size, but he ran a 4.55 40 and a 7.123 count. Not typically going to get it done. Also struggled early on at school. That could have been a red flag there. But for the Bucks who need some wide receiver depth, big fan of this pickup. I also like Rypien out of Boise State. I knew going in I was going to be higher than Brett on the NFL, but I thought he was still going to be drafted. He can be a good backup in the NFL. I know that there are arm talent worries, and he's undersized as well, but I had a 4th-round grade on him. He and Drew Lock, I think, could make a really good long-term duo at the starting position and the backup position for Denver, assuming, of course, he actually makes the roster. Now, speaking of quarterbacks, I was wrong about Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, there does need to be some type of punishment here. Now, I will let you guys know right now, as we did on the YouTube channel, the fiance vetoed me shaving all of my head. So that's not going to be allowed. I'm not dumb. I'm not trying to get divorced a week into my marriage, okay? Now, trigger warning says I should shave whipped into the side of my head. That's okay. We are available side of head shaving stuff in. My fiance's initials are MK. Kyler Murray's KM. Maybe we can do something there. Now, Jimmy, using the SpongeBob meme font, says that I must lose my virginity, but I'm not sure if he's just joking about others. So, Jimmy, follow up with me here. Let me know what you're actually going on here. Superfact says I have to buy a jersey of Mitch's choice and wear it on the show once a week all year. Why does Mitch get to choose, though? I saw that in the comment section as well. It's Just Joss wants me to eat a ghost pepper, which has been a pretty popular one out there. Martin Parra says walk through a hallway filled with Legos while wearing a Kyler Murray jersey. I feel like you didn't say barefoot, but otherwise what's the point, right? Has to be barefoot. Alexis put whipped cream on his nipples and let a deer lick him off while he's upside down in socks. How do you even think of that? On what planet is that how you go to immediately? Now, you can save 15% on car insurance from Garrett, says there's no in-between with the punishment recommendations. It's either something small like eating a bug, or you have to murder 35 people and turn yourself into police. That is the general theme I saw. It's also why I love you guys so much. And then Jim, with one of my favorite ones, tweeting at Mitchell when he quote tweeted me, 84 crunches in 4 minutes. Do you guys think I could do it? Look, I have spent years, if not decades now, cultivating the dad bod that you see before you. I think I could do it, though. And I like this one a lot. I think we might do this one regardless for an NFL daily. We'll bring the table up. I'll lay across and I'll do 84 crunches in 4 minutes. I'm very confident I could get that done despite this awesome dad bod. So let me know in the comment section there, guys. We'll get to number 8, though. Tyler Jones at NC State. Reason why he fell, he's a bit of a tweener. He played a lot of tackle at NC State, but he's got to move inside to guard. But he didn't allow a sack this year. I was kind of surprised he wasn't drafted. Good pickup there by the Jets. So, too, number 9, Bo Benshaw out of Wisconsin. Kind of like Brett Rypien, I don't really have a great feel for why he went undrafted. Wisconsin offensive linemen usually get drafted. He played pretty well there. I thought I had a 4th, 5th round grade on him. Love the pickup there by Detroit. Then number 10, I know you guys are asking, we're going to get to him. Tyree Jackson. I love the fit. All right, we went to Buffalo. He was a poor man's version of Josh Allen. Now he gets to be in Buffalo backing up Josh Allen. Now, he's not accurate, and he definitely needs development. He should have been drafted. The upside alone is worth a 7th round flyer. So which quarterback would you rather have as an undrafted free agent? You mean R for Brett Rypien, a J for Tyree Jackson. Both good options. Obviously, I had Brett rated higher because I thought he'd be a safer player, but Jackson definitely carries more upside. As an undrafted free agent, though, and again, I like both players, I think I'm going to stick with Brett Rypien, who I think at least, at worst case, could be a good practice squad player for you and long-term backup. Number 11, Devine Ezigbo, another player I don't really know why he went undrafted. There were some previous injuries. Maybe the medicals came back concerning. He tested, I thought, pretty well at his pro day, but I know there were some play speed concerns there. He had a breakout year at Nebraska. I thought he was a combine snub. He had a draft snub as well. This pickup is really good for the Saints. I know they signed Latavius Murray. I could kind of see Ezigbo finding a way to stick around on an NFL roster for at least a couple of years there. My number 11 undrafted free agent. Number 12, Dax Raymond. I kind of know why he went undrafted. That's why I was lower than I thought a lot of people out there were on him. He's going to be 25, limited production, and raw. That's not a combo the NFL generally likes, but as a developmental option at tight end, I think it makes some sense. The Bears, to pick him up, good move there at number 12. Number 13, of course, the Patriots get a slot receiver. And I was looking back at last year's, and I had J.C. Jackson number 5 overall, in terms, or maybe number 3. But he was top 5 overall among undrafted free agents. Patriots, once again, get a top 15 player here. Played the big slot role well at NC State. He's not an elite athlete, but when Kelvin Harmon kept sliding, I kind of figured, oh, well, Meyer's probably going to slide as well. Good pickup, though. Number 14, TJ Edwards. Highly productive player at Wisconsin, but as we said during our actual draft coverage, this is the classic production versus traits guy. The traits really weren't there, but I still would have drafted him late. I think he can at least be a good backup for you and a special teams guy. I know he's undersized. He's not a premier athlete. This is a really smart pickup by Philadelphia. So too was their 15th player, Ryan Bates, and much like Tyler Jones of NC State, the Penn State offensive lineman, bit of a tweener. I think he's going to move inside, but he played a lot of tackle there. But he offers that positional flex on the offensive line because he's played both for Penn State. I think it was a good pickup there by Philadelphia. Now, which team has the best 2019 undrafted free agent class? Let me know in the comment section. All kinds of available options here. Again, it's undrafted free agency. Who knows what could happen there? Now, the correct answer, by the way, for this question as to which team has the best undrafted class, well, it's your favorite team. That's the correct answer here. And that's, of course, totally okay with me. Number 16, the linebacker out of New Mexico State, Terrell Hanks, who he fell because he ran a 4.98 40-yard dash at 240 pounds. That is way too slow. Now, I still kind of suspect he might have been hurt or something because the production was great. 3 years of over 100 tackles. I know he's not a great athlete. It's a smart pickup, though, by Miami. A guy you guys mentioned a lot in round 7 of our NFL draft coverage, David Sills, the West Virginia wide receiver. And I get it, touchdown machine, right? I got a 5th-round grade on him. Why wasn't he drafted? Well, he only ran a 4.57 40. There are some drop issues on film, and there was a common theme this year among wide receivers. If you didn't create consistent separation and or you tested poorly, you slid down board sometimes out of the draft altogether. I think that's what happened there with David Sills. But we saw the Bills turn Robert Foster into a contributor at receiver. Maybe Sills could pull off something similar. Now, today's show is presented by Wager Talk. If you guys are trying to get some extra money, you got to use Wager Talk, right? Expert picks and handicapping there. And hey, special free daily pick package at wagertalk.com/chatsports. The only way to get that for free, wagertalk.com/chatsports. We know so many of you signed up with BetDSI. Let's increase that money from BetDSI by using Wager Talk. That's wagertalk.com/chatsports. Number 18, a common theme, at least for me. There are so many receivers that went undrafted that I thought really should have been taken. Penny Hart impressed me at the Senior Bowl, but then he was checked in at 5'8", 180 and ran a 4.58 40 and a god-awful 7.643 cone. When you're coming from a small school like Georgia State, and you don't test well, doesn't often bode well for your chances of being drafted. So I like Penny Hart as a UDFA. I had a round 5 grade on him. Also, Malik Gant, another safety the Patriots have picked up here. He's undersized, checks in under 6 foot, about 209, and much like Penny Hart, a 5.63 40 and a 7.453 cone. So, fun north-south guy, issues side to side, but as an undrafted free agent, it's a fantastic pickup by New England. And then number 20, DeMarcus Lodge, who I like a lot, is maybe a poor man's Kelvin Harmon. So with Harmon going round 6, Lodge kind of fell out. Drop rate 11% too high there. Ole Miss's, route tree was pretty bad unless your name is A.J. Brown. So I like the pickup here by Lodge. He and Anthony Johnson, I would bet that one of those guys makes the roster for the Bucs. Some other notable names that I want to make note of. Evan Worthington, the safety out of Colorado, and Antoine Wesley, the receiver at Texas Tech, both go to Baltimore. Savion Smith, the Alabama corner, goes to Jacksonville. My number 1 guy last year was the Stanford corner of the Jag side. Maybe they do something again here. And then Karan Higdon goes to Houston. Houston did not draft a back. They have Deonta Foreman. They have Lamar Miller. Watch out for Higdon actually making that roster and even getting some playing time this year. Then producer Brett's guy, Alec Barnes, out of Kansas State. I am surprised he went undrafted, but I think it's a good fit in Tennessee, and fit matters especially for the draft, even more so for undrafted free agents. You guys all asked about Lil Jordan Humphrey. He goes to New Orleans. That's a good spot to be. They had a lot of success with a big slot in Marquise Colston. That's what Humphrey is. Now, he dropped because he did not test well. That is a big factor for NFL teams, but that's a good sign in there by the Saints. Could be a good fit there. Elijah Holyfield, though, you guys know Holyfield by now, goes to Carolina. And Felton Davis III, with some speed concerns, plus coming off a torn Achilles, ends up in Kansas City, who signed quite a few notable other names. All right, folks, once again, I am Tom Downey. Go follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. If we didn't mention any of the names that you guys want to discuss, I would tweet them at me or put them in the comment section of this video.